We asked CBU professor Kelly White to talk about the Bioblitz project and the impacts climate change is having on our coastline ecosystems.
Okay, well, we're doing what's called a Bioblitz. So this Cape Breton University, there's 5 courses, biology courses and environmental studies courses that are collaborating to basically survey the plants and animals that live on this beach. So trying to get a good biodiversity inventory of all the species that can be found here. And this started last year. A colleague and I started talking about, we've been coming out here for 20 years to do bits and pieces of work on the beach. And we thought, what about a more collaborated effort? And then we started in September. We have 5 different courses. We have a marine ecology course that's looking at the marine invertebrates. That's with Tim Rawlings. And we have an ornithologist who's surveying the birds with their class. That's Barb Glassy. An entomologist who's surveying the insects that live on the terrestrial insects that live in the vegetation. And then my class, my environmental studies class, is looking at the vegetation, looking at climate change. It's had huge impacts on this beach. Boardwalk's gone now, pretty much. And so we're looking at those types of things. And then we've also had some people surveying the fish. Catherine Jones and Alicia Penny, researchers who are looking at the fish that live both in the inner bay and the outer bay. And so we're just trying to get a good baseline of what lives here to try to understand the ecosystem a little better. I think now we've got an iNaturalist, a citizen science component to this, where you can download an app called iNaturalist. And anyone who's walking the beach, if they see an interesting organism, a shell or a bird or a plant, they can take a picture of it, upload it to this site, and kind of crowdsourcing will help identify the species, and that will contribute to our inventory as well. So right now on that site, we have 319 different species that have been documented from the site, 130 plant species. These beaches are super vulnerable to climate change. So, Hurricane Fiona came in, took out the boardwalk. That's a very visible impact of the storms. But we also see right here where we are that the vegetation's gone. There used to be that if you were on this side, the ocean side of the beach, you couldn't see across to the bay because there was vegetation and grasses, but now it's all gone. It blew away. It'll start to come back, and we see patches of grass coming back. Eventually it will come back. But with climate change, we've got another storm that's probably going to be rolling in that will blow it all out again. So understanding kind of what's here and how the natural kind of grasses and vegetation is helping stabilize this beach is important to understand, because this is a ecosystem under stress from climate change. It's frontline climate change. This gets the brunt of it, right? This barrier beach is not here to protect it. You not only lose the beach, but you lose that habitat as well. So, I think that's what people don't think about. They kind of focus more on the beach part, but, this is a complex ecosystem that we need to understand what's going on here now so we can try to help good management decisions to try to protect it, right?